accept the agenda. Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Motion to accept the minutes from the January 17th, 1923 meeting. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay. Old business, license plate for new ambulance and sticker.
Okay, Jenny went to Springfield. We have to have it inspected by the IDPH first. I called them, they're supposed to get back with me in a couple of days. They didn't get back with me, and I called them again, and they're gonna call me back and make an appointment to get a check. We have to have a check for that, they give us a little thing for your insurance, and then we get the license too.
And we have to have it road.
And then we
testing.
still have to have it inspected 2 other places, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what
and
I
we'll have
thought.
to have both of them inspected, because they've been
Yeah.
down too long.
Yeah, okay. New business, motion to pay the bills. All in
Wait a
favor?
minute, they haven't got this yet. It's still sitting right here.
Okay.
Here it is. Is Chad here? I wish I don't have to email it to you.
Perfect,
There you go.
thank you.
Jerry here? No. Well, I'll let you.
Did we get a motion on the second and pay the bill?
Not yet. Are you guys done looking at it?
Motion to pay the bill? Here's still studying.
Cause this wasn't in their packet,
Okay.
in case we got another bill.
Yeah.
But we didn't get any more. Okay.
The second? All in favor, say aye.
No, I have to do a
Oh,
voice.
that's right, we gotta do voice count. I'm sorry.
Sherry?
Yes.
Marie?
Yes.
Jeannie?
Yes.
Billy? Yes. Bob?
Yeah. We had to pay the, that $2,150 bill,
That's to the village of Greenup. They had 14 runs,
okay,
and Neoga had 4 runs, 550.
okay.
FND County, 125. Stryker, Parks for the Cot, $103. Oxygen, ILMO. FMB Visa, that was gas for Springfield, for Jenny going to Springfield, and the wireless for the ambulance. And Tressor Law, audit for respondents, $500.
Lawyers don't look cheap, do they? Okay, coordinator's report, of course, we don't have it yet. Discuss creating a letter for the public and take action. I think we ought to write a letter in the paper, letting people know how much, they need to appreciate what we've done for the last 40 years. And all the people that's been involved, all the way from the first people that started the ambulance clear up to today. And I just think it'd be good PR to write a nice article and tell them that all those people are very, very appreciated. So that's kind of our idea. And we'll have to draft something here, but go back to Donna Whitaker. If it hadn't been for Donna Whitaker, we wouldn't have an ambulance. done a video for, I'd say months, but maybe years, worked way more hours than she was supposed to, way more hours. Well, he see a guy right nodding his head, and he knows. Yeah, way more hours. And we probably wouldn't have had it if it hadn't been for her, would we?
No, not at all.
She worked right over here in the sheriff's office, and, by God, when the alarm went off, she was there, you know. She was an EMT, and a lot of nights she worked, I mean, a lot of weeks, she just basically worked all week. She was just on call all week. Cause we just, you know, was getting down to the place where they couldn't get help. And Michael Martin, we done the same thing here at the last. He went months, she was on call 24/7. You know, we didn't have enough people, and she just worked her tail off, and she finally just got burned out and sick.
I know a guy that beat rubber screen, they started out with this thing.
Yeah, I've heard that
Sorry,
guy.
I forgot to hear.
How many years ago was that?
40 years. Yeah. Oh, time to retire, isn't it?
Not yet.
I'll be 87 in July, so I don't know that. When I went on the county board, Mike Walk was on there, and he said, I'm getting too old, and hell, he was younger than I was. And when I run 2 terms, I said, well, I'll be 80 at the end of the next term, I better get off, so. But I hung with this, I just, we need this so bad, and I thought, I'm gonna stay here till we get the damn thing financially sound, and I don't really think I'm gonna live that long, but I'm gonna have to live a while. We got some opportunities coming up. Maybe we've got somebody working on a grant, and actually the state has got something in the works. If it works out, why, we'll be fine, but who knows, you know, with the state.
What he is talking about is the CMS is doing a survey for a whole year to see if they need to increase the Medicaid and Medicare prices. For a whole year. And we have turned paperwork back in, so.
But if it hadn't been for this girl right here, and that girl sitting right down there on the end, we'd have been in tough shape, because Billy has done unbelievable amount of hours and work and sweat and tears, and Sherry has done a lot of work too, and we probably would have folded up a long time ago if it hadn't been for them too.
Cause there's a lot of this paperwork that I don't know, I don't have to do it in my business. So poor Sherry gets that part.
Yeah.
She has to deal with it kinda through the health department, but she knows what it is. Some of the stuff I don't, cause I never have to deal with it, so.
But we're gonna try to make it fly. I don't know, it's gonna be, we're just kind of betting on the come here, you know, if things work out, it'll be fine. If things don't work out, we'll.
And to answer your and Claire's question about the taxes, all the 1099s and everything was delivered to the bank today. We got the last one Friday. So that has been, but our financial stuff's been done, but the yearly, they're working on. Just wanna let you know. But we had to wait till we got all of them, and we got them all, so.
We do have one other that may be controversial. We've got a donation, I think for $5,000 for the fireworks for Toledo. And the bank, and they wanna be, they don't want anybody to know who it is. And, so the bank asked if we're 501(c), so we can take that money and then we can give it to the city for the fireworks in order to keep it a secret, and that's,
It is not tax money,
no, it's private money.
it's private money from,
Can't tell.
no, I can tell,
Oh, you
they
can.
don't, no,
Okay,
Bob Carr's aunt. Everybody knows who it is, but we can't remember. Who? No, this is from Indiana. and it's a private, it's the same thing that we did for the Boy Scouts years ago.
But that caused, one heck of a
Oh, man.
controversy, you know, I mean, people
But
just blew
it-
up like crazy.
When they first started it, it went through Marilyn's church, then when she got sick, they quit doing that. Then they went through the Neal Foundation, well, then they quit doing that when Burnham passed away. And then it went, the Boy Scouts went through us that one time, and now they called last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think it's last.
The bank called me and said that they wanna make a donation to it for 5,000, but it has to go through a 501(c), is that correct?
Right,
Okay,
right.
and wanted to know if it could go through us. So there will be a $5,000 check that's put in our, but we make it out, not to the village, to the Toledo Development. They're the ones over the fireworks.
Oh, really?
Development, not Democrat, development.
Yeah. But we used to do that, and we had that recycling, electric recycling thing, remember that? We used to do that, and we'd charge them a little bit, you know, 5% or 10%, and people would donate money to build playgrounds and various different things like that. And we would take care of the paperwork and then charge them a little bit, just to make a little money, because they was kinda like we are, you just can't get it up, you know, just not enough to go around. But, we're going to executive session after a while and have a meeting with the county board chair and work out some things, maybe make things work a little smoother and hopefully we'll,
First of all, you didn't get permission to do this letter that you wanted to do.
over this money,
No, the letter.
over the
Reading
letter.
the letter. You
Oh,
didn't-
yeah,
You didn't get a motion on that.
yeah, but we can print a letter up to thank the past helpers. All in favor? Opposed?
And who
Yeah.
wants to work on it?
Well, probably the girl that runs the Democrat would be one of them. Yeah. But I'd like to get as many, you know, I know we don't know all the names, but, and it would make a pretty long list.
I don't
because-
even know the old board members, except for you and Lee,
well,
and the Agers, Russell, Ross.
Alan Ross? No, I don't think, Alan Ross wasn't on.
Agers.
Roy?
Who?
Roy?
No.
No.
No. Denny Shoe, I remember him.
Yeah, Danny was on. for
But
a
the
while.
ones, I have no clue on them.
That guy, his son married Charlie, Clark's daughter. He was on there.
Ed
What was his-
Wampler.
Huh?
Ed Wampler.
Yeah, Wampler was on there for a while. Rex
Not
Evans.
Ed. He wouldn't been on this one. He lived in Greenock. He wouldn't been on this one.
Well,
His
no,
dad
well,
did.
that's, his-
That's Charlie Clark's daughter's husband, right?
well, it was his dad,
It
Ed's
was,
dad.
it was Bill.
Oh,
wasn't
it'd
it?
be the one out
Bill
here.
Bill?
Bill Wampler.
Be the
I think,
one
yeah.
out here.
I don't remember him.
Rex Evans was on
That's
there
it,
for a while.
Rex Evans.
Yeah.
Ed's,
I remember him.
Denny would remember that, because when Rex went off, well, I nominated Denny, and Denny got on, and he was, gives Rex hell for getting off, you know. But, yeah. But there's a lot of them, I think, Larry Stoltz, Scotty Bland, wasn't Scotty Bland involved there to start with? And, of course, he was in Greenock, but I think he was involved, maybe keeping,
I think he might have been the coordinator for a while.
I don't remember, but there was a whole lot of,
I don't know, cause I wasn't here when that started.
well, I think, Stoltz's wife, I think she was maybe went to school too.
No, I haven't know.
Steve
I know
Carr,
Don Olmsted.
Steve Carr went to school and to learn how to, you know, work on the ambulance and, there's,
Oh, and I
We
don't know
just-
about the employees.
we just never, well, let's never get them all down, but I don't know whether, you know, they even start out trying to name them, because for 40 years, that's a long way back. So. But that's one of the things we're gonna do, we're gonna put that in a nice article in the paper, the appreciation for all their sacrifice and.
So you want us to find as many names as we can?
Well, I do
I'll just
want,
call Donna.
Donna Whitaker, yeah, it's called Donna, but she could maybe let you know because she was there from the get-go,
Right,
and, she'll know a lot of people that helped get it started to start with.
right.
And the city of Toledo furnished the ambulance and the money for the first year. And then the tax took over. But at first, it was complete volunteer, there was no, in fact, the help said, if you pay us, we'll quit. But then the times have changed, you just can't run it, you can't do that anymore. And now that the state has changed the laws, why, we can't do it like we were doing. So it's gonna be tough, but maybe better, we hope. But
Would you like any help?
we take all the help we can get. We take all the help, we're hoping that state will come through and, with that, like Billy was talking about.
I would say that's probably 2 or 3 years down, as slow as state is, because they're gonna do it for the whole year, the
Well,
whole year.
if we don't get some grant money, well, we can't go 2 or 3 years.
I know.
Would you like my help?
If you can figure out some way to get us some financial help, we'd love it.
Absolutely. Would you like to put me on the board so that I can dig into the details and help you?
Even if you're on the board, you still can't go through the HIPAA. We don't even go through the HIPAA.
That's all right.
I mean, Jonathan, you're welcome to go through all of our records except for the HIPAA. You cannot.
I think it would have to be an attorney question because you're on the county board overseeing the levy money, so you can't be on.
Yeah, you can't be on both. We found that out with Ron Black. Because the county board wanted us to put Ron Black on, we did, that was illegal.
So you'd be comfortable with Claire on the board then?
We have no open spot right now.
Well, someone you could resign.
And no, it either has to be Jenny,
So maybe.
Kenny, or Bob, because that's the area that you are from.
Well, how about this? How about all three of them resign, we'll put 3 new people on.
How about no?
How about that?
How about no? So. But you are welcome to go through our records except for the HIPAA. You cannot go through the HIPAA.
Claire,
I had a question, sorry about my voice.
pardon?
My voice sounds terrible, so sorry. Your grant that you received this past year from, the county.
From ARPA?
Yeah, is that under taxes? What line?
No, it wouldn't be on there yet.
Oh, no, it was after.
Our fiscal year is different.
Mhm.
Our
When?
fiscal runs September 1 through, August
August
31st, so
31st.
it will be on the taxes they're preparing now.
When did you receive the grant?
It was October.
October, November, no,
Of
You
this year,
received it
or I
after
mean,
last year.
22?
of 22.
So after the business was closed?
No, 22.
Maybe
It was
22.
in 22.
That's why I said
It'll
22.
be on the taxes being prepared
Yeah.
now.
So after the business was closed?
Right.
Hmm?
Mhm.
It was approved, no, it's not a problem. It was approved at the meeting, we still had employees. Because you guys' meeting's a week before. And then at the next meeting, that's when all of our employees quit. We had no heads up on it.
So that was in August. Was it-
It could have been, but we didn't get the money until after, it was either September or October. Floyd, do you remember when we got it?
No, I do not. I do not.
But yeah, it was either, I didn't bring that book.
I don't know.
Hang on, being on finance.
It was a month or two.
Yeah, it was a month or two after.
So after September,
It was after August 31st.
We had given them the money and then found out shortly after that, they lost all their employees. So then there was a question on what was really gonna happen. We continued to, go ahead and give it to them. So it was within probably a month or two after that, when we probably see it.
We got that, it's $18,301.56 now, right? Cause we did not get the whole,
Yeah, it was a lot more than that,
No, we
but
got,
Let me go back one more.
50,000 is what I thought.
Yeah, it was around 50,000. I don't remember what the three
Unless
initials.
you got it in the installments, I don't know.
No, we got one check, because we didn't turn the bills in for the other stuff. August. It was like 47,000.
If it was after August 31st, it wouldn't be on the,
But we had a special meeting on September 4th.
so that means the taxes is going in now, if they're preparing,
Right.
that's when that money's gonna show up.
What did you spend the money on?
Purchase the ambulance,
The ambulance, to get the striker, the new cot, not the new cot, to take the cot out of the old ambulance, put it in the new ambulance. And the hydraulics,
Hydraulics. There was a seal out of the hydraulics to make the ambulance go down and up, and they was leaking oil, and they put a new seal in it. And we had a $500 battery that was bad.
there, well, it was supposed to be 500, but I think it ended up being like 600 or something.
Well, I think,
600, right here it is, 605.62.
yeah, well, the battery, I think, was 500, but it didn't fit ours, and the adapter was another charge.
No, the adapter's on this bill,
What was on this
because we
bill?
just got it in.
Well, okay,
Took
well,
them that long to send it
it's
to us.
just longer than I thought. They probably quoted us 500, the time we got it here, it was 6. That's kind of that's the way farm parts are in the bill, or Todd.
Let's see.
Are you looking for that?
I'm still looking. Found where we got our first installment of taxes, 38,614. Would not be July.
It'd be our bank statement. wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I did not, they're in there,
Okay.
because the person that does financial statement had to go through everything.
How do you guys show your revenue on your financial statements? I mean, there's none this month, but is it usually at the top?
Yes,
Shows the
Uh,
revenue running?
here's, I'll show you. This is how it used to be when we had a coronator. And all that, and that, and these are the bills that paid. And then here's what we had, bill total, and how much is in the checking account after the bill. That's how it used to look.
This is in case the runs.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Does that show account receivables,
Yes.
Yeah.
You see.
like from back before?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is one thing that I know Jonathan had requested.
The SSA gets them.
Well, I've gotten one.
Well, before we had started emailing them, Bev had them. Before that, Julie got them. So, I don't know where they are now,
So
but
you're saying that the county did receive a copy every
the
month?
SSA, yes, they did.
So I wonder why we can't get them out of the county.
Well, the SSA should have them. I don't know where they are. I mean, I really don't.
Right.
But, yes. Julie Bipod got them every month, and then when she resigned, Nobody told me who to give them to. So, I had a whole stack, and then finally, I don't know, 4 months, I finally called Bev and I said, who am I supposed to give these to? And Bev said, well, just give them to me. So I gave them to Bev. Cause they just sat there on the corner of my desk stacking up, and I said, I'm supposed to give these to somebody, but nobody's told me who to give them to. Cause it was Julie. And then when Julie quit, it was supposed to have been Lori, and Lori didn't ever pick them up. So then I just finally gave them to Bev.
So Bev has all of them?
They should have a financial statement from every month from the time you started the SSA. Every month. Because Michael always made an extra copy to give to the SSA. So,
Floyd, have you seen them on the county side?
well, he wouldn't, you guys don't have the SSA.
No, but Bev has them, and we've been complaining about not having these records.
That's between you guys.
Somebody would've spoke up and said, hey, I've got them right here.
Yeah.
I've asked Beth for them, and she only has several, she doesn't have all of them.
Cause I would say the other SSA members have the other ones.
So,
And I asked Julie what she done with the ones that she picked up, she said she gave them to Lori. Don't know what Lori done with all her stuff, I have no clue.
can we get a whole new set of them
Yeah, how far you gonna go back?
to when the SSA started?
You tell me the date. I'm thinking that's 6 years, and no, you have to pay for copies, cause that's gonna cost a lot of money.
Can I sit down with her?
Any time you want to, yes.
It says in your filing that your tax records are not open for somebody to come and sit down and look at them. So today you're saying I can come in and sit down and open them up and look at them.
The only thing you cannot look at is the HIPAA. You cannot look at the HIPAA. And that's all I've been telling you guys for months.
So what are you calling HIPAA? Are you talking about just the name and who got called?
And what kind of run it was.
What kind of run?
We can tell you for the Medicaid, Medicare, private pay, self-pay, insurance, whatever. But you cannot see what kind of medical care they got. That is a HIPAA law.
We can find out whether it's ALS or BLS. That is.
This,
information that we can have.
Well, it's just the price of the run would indicate what run it was, correct?
correct. Here
It
is,
won't- I don't think it'll tell whether you got a broken arm, you got
We
a
don't
heart.
care about that.
Well, that's what she's talking about, that's HIPAA, the pictures, we don't even know. I mean, the ambulance goes out and they come in and had so many calls, but they don't tell us what reason they hold it. And I don't think they're allowed to do. Isn't that right?
You'll lose your license pretty quick.
and it's a $10,000 fine per incident.
Yeah.
Okay. See, here it's got Medicare, Medicaid, private, and here's the runs, 12, 17, private pay was 5, self-pay and no refusals. That's in every report.
Excellent.
Yes, that's in every report.
But you have to remember, when you're looking at the billable breakdown, the receivables under it has Medicare, Medicaid,
It's got all of the payments in it.
but those payments may not reflect these runs, cause it may be 2 months before we get a payment.
Well,
So even, like in this one, it says Medicare payments is $15,919.60 for 22 runs. We only brought in $3,038.41, but that may have been from a run 2 months prior to.
and see, when COVID hit, it might take us 6 months to get paid, because the state was even shut down, nobody was working. So it took us a while for them to get caught back up.
And we don't know whether they're caught up yet or not, do we?
No, I think, yeah.
Are they caught up now? Okay.
Well, we haven't had any since
No,
March
no,
31st.
not since September, no, first September. So we won't know when we get started. Well, that's good if they're caught up. At least we'll be,
But Todd, I do know that Bev had some, I don't know how many, but she's 4 or 5 months maybe. But I don't know what, I know Julie told me that she gave her stack to Lori. I don't know what Lori did with it. I have no clue.
Well, if you're allowing us to check these out, then that.
Yeah, that is,
It's good.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, you can come in, you can go through my minute book, you just can't go through the HIPAA. That's, cause we don't wanna get a $10,000 fine per incident,
Well, I don't think we're ever asking for that. We don't-
what he was.
There are some things that are not protected from HIPAA, which is information that we need to have, so we'll work out that detail.
But what information are you
So
still?
Billy, when
Yes.
when you do your monthly reports there, that is, there's no tie-in to a balance sheet, so you don't see, you know, if you have a certain amount of billables and your account receivables are going up or down, you can't tie it back, it doesn't close month by month.
When we get a payment for a run, that is put onto their file. Okay, we don't see that. That is the coordinator's job. We don't see the only thing we see is, we see how much was deposited. And by Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. But it's all in one lump sum.
So let's say there's a bill for 100, it's not 100, of course, but let's say there's a bill for 100, and they pay $35.
Mhm.
What happens to that remaining $65?
It is written off at the end of the year, because we cannot bill Medicaid. We have to accept what they pay.
Medicare and Medicaid, that's the agreement, you accept what they pay.
That,
Unless they're in Medicare Advantage.
we,
Who has Medicare Advantage and has paid an ambulance bill?
We get the 1099s at the end of the year from Humana, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield in there,
yes,
so we get those at the end of the year.
But what I'm saying is Medicare Advantage, people owe an ambulance bill, and people pay ambulance bills while they're in Medicare Advantage.
now,
And that would be shown in the receipt.
correct me if I'm wrong. If they have, like my mother-in-law has supplement. She was on Medicare, not Medicaid, Medicare. Medicare approves 80% of whatever, 80% of what, they pay 80% of what they approve. Then your supplement pays the other 20% of what's approved. We do that. Is that what you're asking?
No,
Medicare Advantage is different.
Medicare
Okay,
Advantage is
I have
different.
no idea.
But is that's new, isn't it?
Medicare Advantage
Last
by an insurance
15
company.
years.
Medicare Advantage is written by an insurance company,
Mhm.
okay? So I'm an insurance agent, I don't sell Medicare Advantage, I don't like it, but I do sell Medicare and Medicare supplements. So when they get 80%, I sell the 20% on the supplement.
Right.
Okay, when Medicare Advantage comes in and takes over Medicare and Medicare supplements, and Part D prescription drug program, they do it all together at once.
So it's kinda like the supplement. They will pick up the 20% that they didn't
It's
approve.
a total package, it's so it could be Humana, it could be, and you see.
Aetna, all those.
You see all the,
We get checks from them all the time.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you have Medicare Advantage, for example, the most common one around here might be Health Alliance.
We get that one too.
The person who has Medicare Advantage Health Alliance plan might pay zero, monthly payment, they're not paying for a supplemental insurance policy. But yet they have to, things will bite them later, which is how things are, there's nothing free. One of the things that bites you later is, you're on the hook for paying $500 on the ambulance ride.
Mhm.
And I have firsthand experience, it's not a HIPAA violation, but the bill for an ambulance comes directly to the person who has the Medicare Advantage. So there was a balance bill for Medicare Advantage patients, and there's a lot more Medicare Advantage patients now than there were, when did it start? Like 15 years ago? 15 years ago or so it started, and so like your Medicare, supplement might be $100, $150, $200 going up all the time. But this all of a sudden is $0 out of your monthly pay, and you're in Medicare Advantage, and now you get like a gym membership or whatever else they're trying to push with it, but you're on the hook for ambulance bills, and you get directly billed. That's what I'm asking, are you billing for Medicare Advantage,
Only thing I can tell you that I know for sure, because that was the coordinator's job, if somebody had other insurance besides Medicare, they were billed after we received the payment for Medicare.
this is Medicare I'm talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. If they had Medicare and they got whatever other insurance that they had, we would bill them after we got paid from Medicare. Yes, I do know that.
What I'm saying is that the patient gets billed,
And we did bill them. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
the $500.
We would
for
send
Medicare
them a
Advantage.
bill. No, we would send them what Medicare, the 20% that Medicare did not pay out of the 80% that was approved. That is our agreement. We cannot bill the whole bill, even if you have supplement, we can't do that. That is our agreement with Blue Cross Blue Shield, with the ambulance.
So what you're actually saying is, once the insurance has paid what they're gonna pay, and there's a balance of, say, $50, then you're billing whoever rode on the
Correct.
ambulance.
Correct.
Okay.
But we can bill no more than what Medicare approves. And they only pay 80% of what they approve. So we will bill the other 20%.
It's not 80% of what it actually costs.
Correct.
It's 80% of what they declared that they're paid.
They're allowed to charge, what you're trying to say.
E-
Allowed to.
Exactly.
Well,
Charge.
Health Alliance, it's right on the paperwork, $500 is what you have to pay if you ride an ambulance with Health Alliance Medicare Advantage. I don't know what they pay, you guys, you know.
I know what you're saying, but our agreement, we cannot do that, because we are non-for-profit. We can only bill the 20% of the 80% that was approved.
Well,
We cannot bill both of them, no, we cannot do that.
I mean, Mike,
Medicare Advantage is written by an insurance company. Okay, so the insurance company is in charge of paying all the bills, not just Medicare. Medicare's out of it now.
Right.
So Medicare and the Medicare supplement are now combined with Medicare Advantage. So every company's different. That's why I don't like it, okay, because it's not standardized. And so they may come back and Health Alliance charge them $500 and Humana only charges $300. You know what I'm saying? There's two different figures there. And so I'm sure whenever our administrator was the coordinator was doing this, may not have been up to date on insurance.
No, we have to go through, we pay a bill every year to get the updated codes and all that, and I think it's like $225 a year.
She put the information from the run in the computer, it goes to a clearinghouse, the clearinghouse just, looks at it to the insurance, and then they direct it out from that clearinghouse for the billing.
I'm sure that bill was actually sent in as a claim to the insurance company. And if there was indeed a EOB, explanation of benefits, and sent to
And I
the
thought-
person,
In fact, I know I'm correct because in the last, 4 months, we had a refund twice. Because what you just said, Medicare paid and the insurance company paid, and then they requested their money back, because you cannot double dip.
yes,
Twice that's happened, twice.
I'm speaking about if I have the Advantage program, Mike, that I'm buying from an insurance company that's put it all together, I'm getting an explanation of benefits saying that they paid the bill at whatever this Medicare calculated rates are. But the person in the ambulance is on the hook for $500.
Not with us, no. No.
Well,
And it's not the insurance company that wants the money back, it's the Medicare that we have to pay the money back, because we double dipped.
I'll bring the paperwork.
I know exactly what you're saying, but we
I don't-
can't do that, we can't do it.
Well, I mean, how can the ambulance in Mattoon do it?
For profit, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, the ambulance in Mattoon was happy to send a bill.
Well, I'll agree with you. I had to be hauled by Mattoon Ambulance once from Carl 3 miles out to the Sarah Bush. He sent me a bill for like $620.
Yeah. And that was after your insurance paid what they paid?
Hell, I don't know what the insurance paid, they just sent me a bill for $620 and I paid it.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
But
That could
they're,
be, that could be a direct bill, they may not even bill the insurance company and.
I
you
know,
pay
I
it.
don't know.
That-
I thought they was pretty, I drove up there, but they wouldn't let me drive on that extra 3 miles because the oxygen was low.
Hospitals and doctors will send out bills, and they don't care whether they pay the insurance and you're done enough to pay for it. You know, they're not gonna go take the time to try and bill it again, cause they're paid.
Yeah.
That's why I try and tell my clients, wait till the explanation of benefit comes. You give your medical card to the provider of the service, and it goes to the insurance company, the insurance company sends an explanation of benefits out to you as the client, and also to the provider of the service. So I don't know, maybe the ambulance service should have got EOBs that says that they still owe. But that doesn't mean that they can send it out and collect it, because again, you're limited by law how much Medicare, Medicaid is allowing you to collect.
Well, I was old enough, I'd be on Medicare, you know, I was over 65. Yeah.
Are we done with that? You're done? My name's Justin Oslin, for the few here that don't know me. I was invited to attend this meeting for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but, I'm not exactly sure if I'm supposed to speak, but I'm going to. A few things, and I've got a few things that have come up just into my mind from listening to the discussion. First thing, as he offered his assistance to, work on a few things for you guys, because you're talking about how you're, putting in a lot of hours and you're very, passionate about getting this back going. I would suggest that you approach the school and, the bonds, or not the bonds, excuse me, the grants was brought up. I would suggest you approach the school and see if one of the teachers, or a couple of the teachers, would enlist the help of some of the high school students to help research, look for grants, and write the applications.
We have a person doing that right now.
Not the high school student.
Not the high school student.
Yeah,
It does grants.
Right, I understand that, but I'm just suggesting on top of that, because I'm sure that person is also overworked, and I think that the grants is possibly the best source of money, right now.
It's the best short-term.
Yeah, short-term solution. I have a question on the old ambulance. What is the status of the old ambulance?
The old number?
Yeah.
Well, we've been offered $200 and I said, no.
Nope, got a phone call today, 300.
Okay, $300, but it's, the motor's bad in it. The guy that was gonna buy it backed out and said it wasn't worth anything, and so that's another thing we've gotta discuss, whether to put it out for bids or what to do with it, but it's not, evidently not very valuable.
Okay, so that's another thing that possibly the school could assist with. They could assist either with finding a new home for it, or they or another school, possibly even a college, may be interested in the ambulance. They can use it for whatever they wanna use it for. They can convert it to something else.
Maybe they can use it mechanic.
Well, instructional, they might use it for instruction too, I guess.
Right. So, it can't just be sitting, something needs to be done with it.
No, we agree.
And something needs to be done with it that brings in more than $300. So it's a valuable, asset, and so I was just curious on the, status of that, so that it stays on the surface and doesn't just get passed by the wayside. Another thing that I wanted to present as a solution, and I'm sure you're all open to solutions. You may not be open to this solution, but I've been kind of following along the dealings of what's going on since it was shut down, and ways to get it started back up. And I'm familiar with the private party contractors, where you pay basically an insurance premium, you join them, and I'm sure that everybody has got one of these in the mail at some time or another in your life, where you pay in case you have to be airbagged. That would completely change the whole not-for-profit thing, that would change the tax stuff where you're receiving money, but it's a solution. It's a possibility to change this ambulance service to that type, to where the people who need the ambulance service or feel like they may need it in the future pay a set amount per year, and the ambulance covers them as an insurance policy. Now, you may think, well, does the ambulance not cover people who don't pay? That's not the case. The ambulance still responds to people who don't pay that, but they get a large bill. So I just wanted to suggest that. I don't know if it's been suggested or not. I'm way behind on everything, because this is the first time I've been to one of these meetings, but I'm trying to come up with different solutions. The next thing that I wanna talk about, which not many people in this room are probably gonna wanna hear, but you may be naive to this, and I'm not saying that it's happening with Toledo Ambulance, I'm saying that it's happening with many, many, many ambulances across the entire country. When and if you start this service back up, you need to be extremely diligent of your vetting of who you're involving with this ambulance service, because there are people that are working for hospitals, there are people that are working for ambulance and fire departments, and they are taking supplies, drugs off of the ambulance, out of the hospitals and such. This may be something that you don't wanna hear, you wanna turn a blind eye to, but it's expensive and it's contributing to the drug problem that we have, and.
Can I answer that?
Sure.
When we were up and running, and one of our basics would tell you, every new shift, the new people did a count, I don't know what you call it,
Drug check.
a drug check on every ambulance, on every new shift. So that was all
Also, like
documented.
Sarah Bush, now, when we go in, cause I still work for Green up in the market.
You have to punch in a code to get any supply out of Sarah Bush.
And I know that
Because of
there
exactly
are,
what you said.
there are people that are putting in different fail safes, but they're still not fail safe.
Right.
They're improving, but I'm just saying, if and when this starts back up, you need to be more aware of that problem, because some people may not be aware of it at all. I mean, you just,
No,
this may be the first time you're hearing
That
about
was,
it, but.
that was one of our rules from the very beginning, every new shift.
And then my last thing that I wanna talk about is, a lot of people may be aware of the term free riders. And this goes back to how the insurance is billed, and these people will call in, request an ambulance because of the fact that their insurance won't pay for them to go have some sort of medical work done unless an ambulance takes them to the hospital. So they'll just call and say, hey, I don't feel good, I need an ambulance to come get me. So I'd like to know, and maybe this has been discussed, maybe it's been answered, I don't know, but I wanna know what is, going to be done in the future to avoid that, because that, if this does stay as a taxpayer-funded service, you can agree with my opinion or not, but that's a huge waste. We shouldn't be giving people free rides just so that they can take advantage of the system.
They were not free, but if the ambulance is called out, they have to respond. We call them frequent flyers. And we had 3, and they're gone. But it got to the point where the insurance called, and they quit paying.
Okay.
But he would still get billed from us. Because if you got a splinter in your finger and you call the ambulance, we have to respond. That's law. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to transport you, but if you insist on going, we have to transport you. We cannot, but they will get billed. Doesn't know we'll get the money, but they will get billed. So yeah, know exactly what you're talking about. We call them frequent flyer.
But Sherry's got a home in Texas and one here, and tell us, Sherry, about how they do the ambulance down there. It's quite different, but of course, that's way more populated than we are, sure.
Well, actually, we live in a small area, it's through the Able Springs Fire Department District and Water Supply Company. And for $1 a year, we get free ambulance service and care flight carried back down there.
Is that a bargain or what?
With the water department, they charge every household $3 a month for, ambulance. So, in our area, it works quite well. Our fire department down there just got all brand new, fire trucks.
But they've gotta have a lot
How
of
big
people,
is
don't
your
they?
A lot of people.
A
area?
lot of
Yeah.
people.
That's our problem, we don't have enough people.
That's a
Exactly.
big one right there.
And we don't have a nursing home, and we don't have anything.
That's right. We're right here in the middle without any of the permits.
21 in the Burma.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
The town that we live closest to is the size of Toledo, and then there's like 3 surrounding us about the same size. It's all volunteer.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of people there. I mean, that $3, my gosh, it'd take hundreds and thousands of dollars. Just think one fire truck would probably be $400,000, I mean, maybe higher.
Well, I've been on the county board for quite a while, but, I noticed he had the area vac envelope. At one time, we had the area vac offer to do the whole county for less than what the service area 1, 2, and 3 is getting.
With a helicopter?
Yeah.
You know, they charge $60,000 or $80,000 now just
It
to.
doesn't matter, they were willing to sign the county on for X amount of dollars, which was like I said, less than what the Toledo ambulance was receiving in tax dollars.
You couldn't fly to Greenock in a helicopter now for that amount of money.
Yeah, but, was it an ambulance service for that part, for that dollar?
No, that's all that.
Oh, just helicopter, okay.
So we
Well,
went
I'm-
a year too many.
I'm going to
Yeah.
evac.
Well, the thing is too, I think the ambulance has to call the area back out, so.
Yeah.
Kind of defeats the purpose of it.
But they were trying to make a deal that they would do it for less than what the ambulance was paying for the ambulance.
Well, the price that they were quoting us
Yeah.
was less than what.
For the county?
For the whole county.
I can tell you 12 years ago, it cost $40,000 to go from Sarah Bush to St. John.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Is that an area back?
Yeah.
How many years ago?
It's one of those things.
39,000 and change.
But how many years ago?
Yeah.
Was that 12?
You hear a bill 60 and 80,000 now. I've got a evac subscription, but fortunately I've never had to use it. I hope I never do, but but they're terribly expensive anymore. Excuse me, I was down in Olney here a while back in the hospital for a day, and, beautiful hospital, and my doctor was wonderful, and the nurses, I just couldn't brag enough on it. But anyway, right outside my window, there was a helicopter. I couldn't believe how many times that helicopter left in 24 hours. I mean, just every little bit, boop, 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 and then they'd go and bring her back. It was unbelievable. I mean, and I've been to Carl before, and they didn't go up near that much, I don't think, that they did down on there. Maybe they were servicing more than one hospital, I don't know, but it was amazing how many times they went out. But that's a high price ride nowadays. I've got the prescription, I've had it for years, but I have no idea what that, hopefully that's covered my insurance, maybe if I ever have to, I'll come. Well, let's see where we're at, are we ready to go into executive session?
Oh,
What we got?
I've been in contact with Lori over
Uh-huh.
the east, and she refreshed my memory, said they were supposed to be mailed to us. And then you guys wanted to email them, and they were supposed to be brought to bed. So it's always been, we've always agreed with however you guys wanted to do it.
They're the one that wanted the email, that wasn't our idea.
No.
We said we could take an email.
Yes.
So we could get them, because we never did get them, because some of us work late, so you guys
So
are.
but nobody's ever told us to mail them, because we don't have all you guys' address, nobody gave us the addresses. Julie always came and picked them up, before Julie got on it, I took them every month to bed, and then when Julie got on, she came and picked them up.
So Chad, are you wanting them mailed and emailed as well?
Email's just fine, would be great. I've received the one from you, where I replied, thank you.
Mhm.
That's the
You
only one.
didn't get the last one?
No.
Did you get it, Mark? Says it was delivered to you.
Yep, I heard it shows it was delivered.
What day?
I believe it was around the 17th of January, maybe the 19th.
I will go actually to a desktop and look, but through my phone, I have not received it. I cleared that up the time, because
I will, mention on Mr. Ellsman's, point about grant money and how important that is, because that grant money usually comes from out the area, and a lot of all our tax money comes from within the area. And by taxing our people, our citizens, it actually, reduces our prosperity. So any money that we can get from outside the area is a benefit to the entire population of the county. We should really focus on grants. And for those of you who are available tomorrow, there is a grant program, training seminar tomorrow up at the curve on 121 at the bank building,
It's not bank anymore.
the former bank.
There you go.
And, I
Event
think
center?
starts at 6 p.m. No, not the event center.
No, the old bank building.
It is the old corporate building?
And, I believe that starts at 6 p.m.
Tomorrow evening.
tomorrow.
We need to tell Susie about that, but she already knows, okay. Have you found the sheriff?
It was sent on January 19th.
February 19th.
And it had 3 attachments.
So when did you get yours, Mike, do you remember?
I don't remember the dates, but I got all 3 years, but.
So, do your notes reflect that, I recommended that we replace 3 board members?
Hmm? Hmm?
And you answered for the entire board, no?
Well, we've already discussed all this numerous times. I mean, we can ask, do you want 3 board members to resign?
Would you like 3 new board members?
I mean, no, so I wasn't speaking, we've all discussed this numerous times. And I've told you before, I don't do anything without the board's consent, I don't do, they know, they tell me what to do, I don't tell them what to do. I'm just the secretary.
I can verify that.
Yes.
She'll call me and says, it's all right, we do this, or it's all right, we do that, and
Yeah, I don't do anything without the board, the board knows everything. And yes, since we don't have any employees or coordinator, yes, I've been doing a lot of that, but they still know everything before I do anything. Everything.
What's the legalities of the ambulance service holding any type of fundraisers? Sort of like, police officers do the thing with the boot, where they wanna raise private funds, get private donations. Is
We
that a
can do that.
possibility?
we've had raffles and things, you know, and made a little money, but it's,
4th of July, we usually sell sunglasses or some sort of
Glow in the dark stuff,
for the kids.
we had a rifle for a grill,
mhm.
what else have we done? And the grill wasn't paid for out of the ambulance money, it was
It
donated
was
to us
donated, it was all profit. It was
by
donated.
Urkel.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that, again, you could enlist the help of the school to do, you know, the kids could learn a lot by assisting with this, and they get class credit, and, you don't have to pay them. I mean, so it would be a
Cheap
win for,
labor.
yeah, it would be a win for the board. And I think there's a lot of people in the community that are very involved in those raffles, like you said, the fundraisers. There's a lot of people that would donate items, a lot of businesses, private citizens. I didn't know what the legalities on that were, if you
Yeah, we can,
weren't allowed to accept certain
we've
things.
done
Yes.
that, I mean, we can do that.
Okay,
You know.
so that would be another thing that could bring in.
Yeah, we're always trying to think of something
That's
that's
at
bring in
will.
a few more dollars, you know.
We've even had people, when a family member passes away,
Mhm.
instead of buying flowers, they put in their obituary
Yeah.
to make the donation to the Toledo Ambulance. We did that for my mother-in-law, and there's other people that's done it, so,
Well, Jill Clark won a prize and.
Yeah.
And
She
gave us
donated it.
money. You know, I forget what it was over $1,000.
farm ground. Do you remember what that was, guys? It was over farm ground. She got some kind of grant for farm.
Yeah, it was,
Monsanto.
That's it, yes,
Montana.
yes, and she donated that money.
I mean,
I've really got no dog in this fight either, other than another set of eyes and ears, like you. I like a lot of things you said, again, don't know the legalities. That membership drive may be doable, I don't know, cause there are other non-for-profits that I know are member-driven. I have no clue what that looks like, and I like your getting kids involved idea, cause most of those school groups have a civic duty component to their group.
Yeah, that's a good idea if we can figure out some way to get kids involved, because the kids are always going around.
They're gonna be the ones in your seats, not very long.
Yeah, the kids need to be exposed to
I
these
mean,
types of things.
as we age out, that's all I meant. You know, we need to train another youth.
Yeah, it goes through zero.
Back when I was young, I was working in a factory in town, and I had a car that needed a little bit of welding done on it, and one of the fellows had a welder that I worked with, and I went out there one Saturday, and we was working on the car, a little kid come up with his bicycle, needs some work. He said, "You're second, this little kid is first." He didn't have it in, he said, "These little kids are the ones gonna have to take care of me when I get old."
Yeah,
You know?
all joking aside, we've all failed at this, certainly not pointing fingers, cause I'm guilty, but we've got a crap ton of kids that have no clue what's going on. And if we don't get them back involved, and in a lot of cases, most cases, get their parents back involved.
We got too many of them are skilled, their thumbs are really skilled, but that's about it, you know? They just play them games, and back when we were kids, we baled hay and fed hogs and cattle and gathered eggs and
Worked on sawmill.
just everything, but there's not much of that anymore. I don't know where you'd go to get a baling crew to kids, you know, we used to, is we had kids that wanted to bale hay and, you know, and work, but,
That's why there's big squares and rounds.
yeah, that's right, exactly. That's right, you can't hire that kind of work anymore.
Work smarter instead of harder.
I tell people that I've heard this story many times, but I've told it many times, but first time I ever made $2 an hour, I worked for Hal Asphalt, unloading 96 pound bags of powdered lime out of a railroad car, put them on a 2-ton truck and haul them about from here to the bank and unload them. And I thought, man, yeah, how much better can it get? You know, and where would you find a young guy today to pick up 96 pound bags of powdered lime for 10 hours?
Most young boys couldn't lift it.
Well, there's some of them couldn't, you know, and the ones on about the end of the day, the one that was laying right down on the floor was a little tough. But yeah, things have changed a lot. Well, are we ready to adjourn?
When you ready to go to executive?
Are we gonna adjourn first and then go to executive?
You gotta make a motion to go to executive, yes.
Make a motion to go to executive session. Second? All in favor? All right, guys.
Now at 7:37. Stormy.